Back with another dose of daily inspiration for you to harness your energy, the new year energy for the entire month, and that will set you up for success for the year. Really building on that momentum. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Seema Giri. I'm a book writing mentor, speaker, and also an author, an award winning author. And I help you shine your brilliance with your book and get your message out into the world. So today is the fifth day of the live, and the theme of the theme. So we followed the theme acronym. It was T for time. Then we covered H for health, then E for energy, M for mindset, and today is E for emotions. And as leaders and as business owners, we really need to be connected to emotions and understand what they are for ourselves so then we can also understand for our team members, our clients. And along with having the vision of what you want to do, the results that you want to get, how do you want to lead your team, and how do you want to lead your business, you really need to have that clarity. And we talked about that before, that there's many ways to have that clarity. You just have that instinct, you know it. You've been growing involving your business over time, but to really connect on a daily basis and have clarity on a daily basis, meditation is a great way. You we have all the answers from within. We know what the next steps are. It's just tapping into our intuition and getting into that place of quietness where we can really hear your own voice. Some people like the physical activity. So, a combination of exercise, physical activity. Some people like to do it really, where they're sweating a lot and really getting that oomph in. So, depending on you and what really gets your juices flowing, some people like to go out into nature and just connect there. So, having that clarity on what is the best way for you to connect so then you can really have a clear vision and path is very important. And same thing is with emotions. We cannot get away from emotions, right? We are an emotional being and emotions run our lives. And that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But sometimes we can react in ways that we don't intend to or don't feel comfortable in, or have people around us that react in certain ways. Now, how we behave and react today is really based on past events in our lives, right? We have certain memories that we have associated with certain events. We've had certain events in our life that we've given some meaning to it, which we've carried on into the future, whether they're positive or they're negative, right? And we have these triggers that come up and we react in different ways at different times. It could be when we have these events, we've anchored in certain sounds, certain smells, certain tastes, certain words, or maybe certain way of saying that when someone today in our life talks in that manner, we have that smell or we hear that sound or that music, it can really trigger that memory and you can go back into that place in that way. It could be something loving, it could be something positive, but typically we react to things more in a negative way that really impacts our life from day to day to day. So the first thing to do is really have a self-awareness about yourself, what triggers you, what do you have a reaction to certain things, so then you can really plan your strategy if that happens, how you can be. Right? Um, Sometimes we will do anything not to feel pain, even if it means, hurting someone else or affecting someone else. Sometimes we do it unintentionally. Sometimes we do it intentionally. We're human beings, right? Um, it's really important to understand where those things are coming from And when you can understand that for yourself, you can really have that compassion for others. Our society has really trained us really well not to feel emotions, right? We don't want to feel emotions. We don't want to feel sad. We don't want to have those unpleasant feelings because it just makes us uncomfortable. We don't know how to deal with that for ourselves and for others. So it's better to say, okay, it's just, you're not supposed to feel that way. I've been told this so many times growing up. You're not supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to feel this way. So start feeling this way. But you can't just switch like a switch, on and off switch, that you can just switch it that way and get into that. Right. Um, you need to go through that process and letting go of things. But how do you even let go? How do you even know when it's time to let go of the old things, right? We expend a lot of energy in this area, sometimes not even realizing, and we hold on to things for a really long time because it gives a validation of how we're feeling. We as humans need validations of how we're feeling and to make it right. So, first awareness is to have that there is no right or wrong. What if there is no right or wrong, right? What if there is no right or wrong? It just is as it is. You're feeling whatever you're feeling as it is, and there doesn't need to be any validation. We have put labels on things of what is right, what is wrong, and in certain instances, it's required and it's good. We have that moral compass, but it's also important to really understand ourselves. So having that self-awareness of what triggers you, what what impacts you in your day-to-day things, where are you spending the most energy that's really not serving you, and it's time to let go. But how do you let go? I mean, there's so much depth to this that we just can't cover during this time. So I'm going to be giving an overview and some tips that can that you can use to help you in gaining more compassion for yourself so that you can have more compassion for others as well. So as a human being, we really need to feel connected to each other, and that is how we experience this, right? And I've talked about emotional intelligence in my Art of Leadership book. And the best way to connect is when you're really authentic, open and authentic to who you are. So that self-awareness is really important. Is what is your unique strength around that, right? Who are you really? And just let others see. Brene Brown talks about vulnerability, right? Being able to be vulnerable. And that doesn't mean just sharing all your stories, your deep rooted things to everyone and anyone, but it's also being open and recognizing in yourself the vulnerabilities that you have and accepting yourself for who you are. There's so much shame put in areas of, when you're not performing well, or if you're not doing well, or the society has put these expectations of how you have to be perfect in every area. So just letting go of those kind of things. Emotional intelligence is really a great tool to use to not only recognize and understand and be aware of your own emotions, but others as well. And that's what emotional intelligence is, to accepting yourself, who you are and how you are, but also accepting others as well and having empathy for them. The term emotional intelligence was really popularized by Goldman, but it was actually created by two researchers by the name of Peter Salovey and John Mayer. And they had published an article years ago in 1990 about emotional intelligence. And then it was later really popularized by Dan Goleman in his 1996 book called Emotional Intelligence. And in there, Goleman said that our emotions precede our thoughts. And it actually changes the way our brain functions, especially when we're in a high state of emotion. and it diminishes our cognitive abilities and decision making powers, and even within our interpersonal skills. So, when you can really understand and manage your emotions, and then in turn, the emotions of your clients, of your family members, of friends within your community, you can really build that connection personally and professionally with everyone around you. So when you're applying emotional intelligence and you're really building your self-awareness, it just makes it so much easier to have the crucial conversations with people with ease and be really objective too. Learn when you understand what are your triggers and possibly others as well. Managing emotions during stress and overwhelm is makes it easier too. And you can, like I said earlier, you can create strategies around, okay, when I'm around a certain person, I I I behave in a certain way. I'm on guard, I'm on stress. So what are the strategies that you can do around that, right? One of the strategies could be where you stand in a power pose, with your arms at the side and like a superwoman or the superhero stand, right? They stand tall, arms on their waist, feet shoulders width apart. Before you meet that person, you can have that kind of stance where you really bring in that power within you pull that power back in, and you're going to be come from a place of curiosity versus reaction mode. Maybe taking some deep breaths even before that. Before I speak, whether it's on a stage or a virtual stage, no matter how many times I speak or no matter how many times I give that same presentation, I get nervous because it's a different audience, different, I feel differently. There's something else going on within my life. Just so many different external factors also that affect our mood and how we react, that makes an impact. So I do a series of exercises, stretches before, which takes about, less than 5 minutes, and then breathing exercise. If I'm going to have a difficult conversation with someone, I do the same thing. That just gets energy moving through the body. The nervousness gets distributed and released, and it brings that power back to me and my heart. So then I'm able to be grounded and talk to the person. Even before any kind of conversation I'm having with people, which I know I need to be at my best and be 100% present, I go through the same similar exercises and breathing exercises and a power pose. So when you have these tools, it really makes it very easy to ease into those areas where you're going out of your comfort zone. And then when you do that for yourself, you can easily do that for other people as well, right? One of the things I have used of letting go is a concept called timeline, right? Timeline is where you go back in time and see where are those major events that have happened in your life that has negatively impacted you, that you're still carrying that emotion to today. And also write down what age you were at, because you've created a certain meaning, a certain emotion, a certain trigger to that event in your life based on at that age that you were, at the level of understanding that you had. We react to certain situations and to certain people, have certain emotions based on the level of understanding we have of situations, and that comes with age and maturity as well. So write down all of those events that still impacts you today. When did it happen? What was the situation? How old you were? Acknowledge that. And I'm saying this in a very simplified way because of the amount of time we have. If you would like to know a little bit more and go deeper into this, I would be happy to connect with you and explain this in a more deeper way. So you create that timeline over the years of the things that have negatively impacted you the most. And then from today's perspective, as an adult, you can see the situation for what it was. And when you do that, from the level of understanding you have today, you're able to give a new meaning to it, a new understanding of it, and then let go. Just, it's easier to let it go that way rather than just trying to say, okay, this is not serving me anymore. I just need to let it go, let it go. It's really hard to do it that way. It was very hard for me to do it that way. But when I use the timeline concept, it made it easier because we're giving it a new level of understanding. As an adult, we know that that wasn't because of me. Many times we blame ourselves that because of me this situation happened, because of me my parents got upset, because of me they were fighting, because of me they got divorced, those kind of situations. When it's not your fault. You were never Things are never because of you. It's because of the levels of understanding people. They don't see each other for what they're actually saying, and that causes conflict. So, and the key is building self-awareness, know how the emotions are driving your behavior, and understanding how others are reacting to your behavior, and vice versa, right? So I have the 3 C's process to really help you understand when next time you're in a situation where someone's reacting to some situation emotionally, or yourself, remember these 3 C's. One is curiosity. Come from place of a curiosity. Why am I reacting to this way? Or why is the other person reacting to the situation in this way? When you become curious, it just takes the pressure off of you and them to give it a meaning right away and to react to that. So take a step back and come from a place of curiosity. It's interesting how I'm reacting to the situation in this way. I wonder why. That will give you some clarity on where it's coming from. And then that can help you build that connection even deeper with yourself, with that understanding, and with the others. And when you do this, you're coming from a place of compassion as well. Brene Brown has said that the best gift we can give to anyone in this world, or the best gift we can give in society, is to really completely understand ourselves as much as possible. The more we get to know ourselves and how we react, what our emotions, how we react to certain things, the more compassion we give ourselves, the more compassion we can give to others, and we can connect at a much deeper level. There are no bad human beings. Inherently, human beings are not bad. No one is bad. It's just a level of understandings that we have. It's just the life experiences that has brought us to behave in a certain way. But the great thing is that all of this can be changed, let go, and you can truly become the authentic person that you are meant to be. Don't be afraid to show who you really are, because that's the person that everyone wants to connect to. That's where everyone is going to get that gift of you. So this year, rather than focusing on the to-do list and the goal list, maybe set a being list. Create a being list of who you want to be, really who you want to be, not even how you want to be, who you want to be. And really, let's carve. I'm seeing a vision of a artist who uses the stone to create statues and really chisel down to create that beautiful art and statue, whatever they're creating. Chisel down all the exterior armors you've put up over the years and let the true you come out so we can see who you really are, experience that gift of you, and you can be in the power of you. When you're truly yourself and authentic, that is your unique gift, and that is where you get all of the power. And when you step forward with that, your clients, your business, your community, your family or friends are really going to gain so much more out from that. So I hope this helps. So the 3 C's are curiosity, clarity, and connection. Let me know what was your biggest takeaway from the 5 days of the theme, time, health, energy, mindset, and emotions. We just touched the surface of everything. There's just not enough time to go deeper into this, but we will be talking. I will be having certain programs later on in the year where we can dive deeper into this and um, really get into in a deeper conversation with this. So have an amazing day. I look forward to talking to you again. See you tomorrow, same time, same place.